Chairperson and Director of the program of this conference of the left, leaders of political parties of the Republic of South African soil participating in this conference agenda, South African trade unions present, spiritual leaders of the religious formations, spiritual leaders of the traditional healers, members of the business, fraternity and sorority, community and civic movements leadership, members of other formations considerate of the leftist agenda, esteemed guests and members of the media houses, the enthusiastic, I salute you all, present and others in absentia, in the name of this gathering today. I am Lizwi Ngwane, the current president of Afrika Unite Congress, also known as MaAfrika. This formation was found by the members of the Nazereth faith, commonly known as Shembe Church. It was launched just before the past national and provincial elections that were held in the near past. My utmost preference is to tackle the statement of the day, the United Front statement. It shall be so held under the auspice of the true intention and purpose of Afrika Unite Congress's offering to the people of the Republic of South Africa and the entire African continent at large, a vision which is both measurable and attainable. South Africa stands at a historical crossroads today. 30 years into democracy, our people continue to face deep structural challenges: unemployment, corruption, inequality, moral decay, service delivery failure, and economic exclusion. There may be an argument, perhaps during the course of this deliverance or post my opportunity that has been given for the to deliver this message, that perhaps we may be seen as if we are an organization that may lack political acumen. I just need to share a little bit of a story in brief. That for my entire time of life, I've been taught within the house of worship. But today it has come a time where we say enough is enough because we think our voice is not being heard. Therefore, I salute the organizers of this conference for the invitation that we come and partake to it. Of paramount importance is that the house of worship I'm coming from was actually found around 1906, where there was a meeting between the founders of the African National Congress and Prophet Shembe. There was a meeting and engagement which concluded because those that were outside of the country and the boundaries of the continent of Africa were fearing to take a firm stance to challenge the past oppressive government. That is the reason why the record states that the church was founded in 1910, 2 years earlier before the formation of the African National Congress in 1912. So we've been taught by our parents and the leaders of our church in terms of what is the importance of the struggle. But the reason why I share this story is because I just to share a word of caution, to say that if we are serious about this conference of the left, let us avoid the recurrence of the flaws that has been observed from the African National Congress. Because for the past 3 decades, there is a clear record to show that deliberately our voice has not been heard as a house of worship. But we're not taking the spirituality to this level of the liberation that we're looking for. All we are saying is that we can share ideas. Because where I'm coming from, I certainly know how to sustain an institution of 116 years today without a trace of infiltration from the West. You see, the attainment of that particular status cannot be ignored if we are serious about this gathering. And I need to assure you that for my time within this institution, we have enjoyed a period of 14 years, 1-4, whereby we've been defending ourselves against ones of our own. When there was a doctored leadership dispute within this institution, for the period of 14 years, we managed to conquer it. Therefore, it is important that Afrika Unite Congress shouldn't hesitate when the opportunity is given to come and partake to this gathering. And we endorse the ideologies that have been shared here. I title the statement that I'm making as a united front, because in anticipation, the leaders that are here and those that have been excused and have delivered their talk in front of us, I imagine a moment, because you used to, as political heads of your organizations, and also your constituency, you visit the churches, especially the Shembe Church. And I must tell you, as the Secretary General of that church, and also a legal advisor in that church, most of you are used to be marshaled, and your audience is facilitated by myself. But strangely, when you visit, you tend not to be politicians. You tend to fake spirituality and worship, which is what we're not interested in. Because you've been entrusted for the steering of the governance of our country. Coming and imitate as if you're our members. Some of you even fake to wear our churchly regalia. That is nullifying the purpose that you may visit for. So the reason of our presence today as Afrika Unite Congress is just to share that word of caution. To say that the conference of the left needs to transform itself. Let us give this institution out there a fresh breath, that when we visit for the purpose that we stand for. Now, what I expect to see is that the supporters and those that are present here endorsing this conference of the left, I'm currently making preparations for the July festival. La Pepsen. Well, if you're interested in numbers, if you want to get attention, please remember, as I've just told you, that there was a meeting between 1906 and 1910. Most of you here, you wearing different banners of your political parties, but I can assure you, I can trace an element of being part of the African National Congress, which has committed serious errors. But we don't blame you for that, and we're not here to crucify any one of you. We appreciate what has been achieved, but let us try and do things differently from now onwards. Towards conclusion, my plea to you, without a risk of repeating what has already been said, I imagine to see you, inclusive of myself, united in July, visiting that church collectively. Please allow to be guided. Don't come for nothing, thinking you want to achieve a thing, because you're not going to accomplish anything. I therefore call upon you that we can only endorse you if you are together. You agree to be one. We can marshal you, we can let those masses to pray for you, but only if and only when you agree that we can reimagine South Africa led by majority of an African, particularly a black African, free from influence and infiltration by the oppressors. We don't endorse this GNU thing. We hate it. It is therefore upon you, as you gather here today, whether you prepare to listen or you elect not to listen and perish. I'm standing in front of you here. I think I do have power and influence. And the mandate I'm discharging this evening here is by default. Nazareth. And I've never made a mistake to lose my identity. And I've never been failing to be proud of who I am. Let us be working as a collective, especially the working class. Resist the infiltration of those that wants to impose the modern means of oppressing us, because we will suffer and we will not be able to answer to our ancestors. I therefore endorse this unity of today. Let us listen to each other. I'm very much hopeful with my leadership seated at the back there that you will allow us to be part of the commissions. I can assure you we will contribute and you will feel the contribution that we're going to make. Thank you very much.